So, what does it really take to become an Olympian? We've dug into the stories of over 20 elite athletes to deconstruct that exact mindset, building a blueprint for high performance that, you'll see, goes way beyond just physical talent.
I mean, it's the question we all wonder about, right? What separates them? It's not just that they're faster or stronger. It's that they have this specific, powerful mindset that lets them push past limits that would stop pretty much anyone else cold.
So here's how we're going to break this down. We're going to explore 5 core pillars of this champion's mindset, starting with an almost unreasonable belief, then seeing how it's forged by the grind, how they navigate the mental battlefield, the crazy paradox of your teammate also being your rival, and finally, what happens to that mindset beyond the finish line.
Okay, let's get into it. The journey for every single one of these athletes, it begins in the exact same place, with a belief. A belief so ambitious that, honestly, to anyone on the outside, it might just sound delusional. Olympian Aquil Abdallah just says it perfectly. It's not simple confidence. It's this ability to hold on to a reality that for right now only exists in your head, even when all the evidence, everyone around you, is saying it's impossible. And here's the wild thing. This delusion, it's not a weakness. It's actually a superpower. You got to think of it like a protective shield. It just insulates them from all the external doubt, from the naysayers, and from the crushing weight of the odds stacked against them. And it often just boils down to this one simple but incredibly powerful question that fuels the whole journey. Before all the training, before any of the sacrifices, there's just this pure, unshakable belief that starts with asking, why not me?
But look, that unreasonable belief, that's just the spark. To make it real, it has to be forged in fire. And that fire, well, that's the daily, unseen, and absolutely brutal grind. 150 minutes. Just let that sink in for a second. 2.5 hours, alone, on a rowing machine, every single day. Olympian Alex Osborne explained this wasn't some special prep for a big race. Nope, this was the baseline. It's about building a tolerance for monotony that would absolutely break most people. And it just never stops. I mean, take Steve Coppola. He trained for over 700 consecutive days. That's 2 years without a single day off. The grind doesn't care if it's your birthday, a holiday, nothing. That kind of relentless consistency literally rewires your brain to accept an extraordinary amount of work as just normal. And in the middle of all that pain, all that complexity, the focus has to become primal. All the training, all the sacrifice, it just boils down to one simple, powerful mantra. It's about stripping away every single distraction until only the race itself remains.
But look, when you're operating at that kind of intensity, failure isn't just a possibility, it's an inevitability. It's gonna happen. And how an athlete navigates that failure, that's where the real champion is forged. Welcome to the mental battlefield.
And we're not talking about small mistakes here. We are talking about career-defining, soul-crushing failures. An undefeated team getting disqualified, an athlete breaking their ribs in an Olympic year, catching a crab in a world championship qualifier. That means your oar gets stuck and the entire boat just stops, dead. These are moments where you have to reframe, this is the end, into this is exactly why I'm going to succeed. So what gives you that fuel to get back up? For so many, it's something deeply personal. For Taylor Ritzel, it was a promise she made to her mother. That kind of motivation becomes a fire that no injury, no setback, no failure can possibly extinguish. It turns that obstacle into a stepping stone. But the battle isn't just internal. You know, often the greatest challenge, it comes from the person sitting right beside you in the boat, your teammate, and your fiercest rival. Just think about this for a second. This person is your brother. You have forged an unbreakable bond through this shared sacrifice. But they are also the final obstacle standing between you and your dream. It's a constant, psychological tightrope you have to walk. Bo Hoopman just boils it down to the ultimate question. Seriously, think about it. Are you willing to beat your best friend to achieve your life's goal? It's an emotional razor's edge that very, very few of us will ever have to walk. So what happens when the races are over? When the cheering stops? Does that champion's mind just retire along with the athlete? Well, just look at their lives after sports. The diversity here is incredible. It proves that the mindset forged in all that competition, it doesn't just fade away. The same relentless focus that wins a race can launch a business, fuel a scientific discovery, or lead a military unit. The boat, It was just the training ground for life. And that right there, that's really the whole point of this. The goal was never just the medal. The true prize is the internal transformation, forging a resilience that lets you get up after any loss, in any part of your life. Now that is a skill for life. So I'll just leave you with this question. What is the challenge in your life that can forge your own champion's mindset? What's your personal Olympics? Thanks for watching.